Bruins say Claude Julien. Ooh, what was that? Bruins say Claude Julien was safe going into next season. All that, the playoffs, and more. A lot to talk about today on In the Crease with Tommy C. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to In the Crease with Tommy C. Jeff Huffman's running a little late from class, but I'd like to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Real Talk, the Metaphor Messiah's Black Mozart album. Came out this past December. It's growing, especially in Canada, where it's getting reports. Real Talk, a big friend of the show. And I'd like to let you know I've seen a new clip of Real Talk's video, Notice Me. The production value is professional. He just keeps growing. He just keeps getting bigger, and it's kind of fun to watch him. I'm talking like overhead cameras, like real MTV stuff. So look out for it. Notice Me coming out real soon. Just to let you know, I have a personal relationship with this cat. He has been an excellent conciliary. I bitch a lot to him. I complain. We also plot and plan together to try to increase views and talk about things. And he also gives me insight in what goes on in the entertainment business. I'm very, very fortunate. And one of the reasons I think you should go out and run out and get this album, if you know who Real Talk is, or maybe you know him from the show here, it's really fun to say when it happens, when it gets big, when it's a household name, that you were there at point A. That's the coolest part. That's the coolest part. Because watching Real Talk, a guy from Chicago, didn't have much, it's like watching the American dream. And I'm not trying to be corny or anything. It really is that cool. Because it's happening. And it's happening in increments and with hard work. And it's really cool to sit there and say that you're a part of something like that. So please, 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 give lots of love to Real Talk. Pick up the record and look out for Notice Me. Go give him a sub, too. He's right on the Friends of the Show channel. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's talk about Boston Bruins, and we'll talk about the playoffs and a lot of other things. If Jeff Huffman comes in, I'll patch him right through. I guess I guess his teacher or something stood him up. Shit happens. What are you going to do? I was a little surprised to see that Don Sweeney, the GM for the Boston Bruins, said Julien will absolutely be back for coach of the Boston Bruins next season. Absolutely, 100%. There's also rumors of a soft rebuild. Well, that would be it. They're not going to go hard. They're going to go soft. They're actually probably basically going to do what Kevin Sousa said they should do. They're going to keep the major pieces and build around it. Well, and they kind of have already, and they've traded some major pieces too, especially a lot of youth. I personally said, I've said in the past, I don't think this is the best move for the Boston Bruins. I think a wipe is probably the best course of action, but that's not what they're going to do. That being said, it's a little strange. While Julien appears to be safe, and remember, these are all reports, Cam Neely, president, legend, Boston Bruins legend, one of my favorite players of all time. He seems to be on the chopping block. There's a very good chance that you might see him in a different role. In other words, a promotion role. Hi, I'm Cam Neely. Hi, let me hold your baby. Selfie. I don't know how the president gets the blame when he hires the GM and the coach. I don't know. If you're going to keep the coach, why are you going to fire the president? I don't know. I don't get it. Is he responsible for moving towards sort of an advanced stats environment? Some of the major changes that happened right after they lost the Chicago Blackhawks, where you're starting to see this team dip, and he's just going to get the blame for it. And there's always the other fact that the Boston Bruins are a much older team. They're an older hockey team. And I can understand like kind of the emotions, the attachments around the 2011 Stanley Cup. But we have a 38-year-old man that's a major part of this team. Patrice Bergeron, one of my favorite players ever. He's not getting any younger, and he has concussion issues. They've traded away Dougie Hamilton, a franchise player like Sagan. That's GM moves. So if that's the case, the president hires the GM brings in a coach, they all should go. Just one man's opinion. Milan Lucic is gone. That's another big figure. The moves that they made. Now, that being said, do I think Julien actually deserves to get fired when a lot of this stuff happened to GM and the levels above him? No, I don't. But I believe a voice gets old in the locker room. I've explained this before. I think that's the best thing to do. A soft rebuild, as I'm hearing it, sounds half-assed. It sounds half-assed to me. Whenever I do something half-assed, I get a half-assed result. I don't expect any different for the Boston Bruins. So, like I said, I try to go in and try to pretend I'm a Bruins fan. I try to look at it that way. I'm not saying I'm fair and balanced. I'm just saying that's the way I feel. Had I been a Boston Bruins fan, I'd want to wipe. But then again, I don't have the attachment to those players. Like, somebody who's born and raised in Massachusetts and bleeds black and yellow. So I'll just put it at 718-395-7660. A lot to talk about today. Can't wait to get the Huffman on there. He couldn't be happier with Brackett scoring the big goal against the Chicago Blackhawks. But towards the Met, things happen. Let me start off with that particular series. Not the most exciting game last night. Blues, Blackhawks. It seemed like a game of chess to me. There wasn't a lot of mistakes out there, and I get that. There were really a lot of. It was kind of like two punchers just jabbing, feeling each other out. Both goaltenders had a tremendous game. Elliott and Jesus, not Darling. I'm having one of those. What do you call it? Those brain fart moments. What's his face is in goal last night, right? Who? Somebody help me out here. I am absolutely Corey Crawford. Holy shit, was he in goal last night? Yeah. And he got one of the stars of the game. Am I losing my mind here? I just had a complete I got to be honest with you guys. I stayed up the whole night and watched all 3 games, and I live in Europe. I'm kind of suffering right now, so I apologize. I was really hoping Jeff would be here. Elliott played well. It wasn't super exciting. And a small mistake gave the Blues a 1-0 series lead. That's the way the Blues have to take it. And, the more and more I think about it, I mentioned it yesterday, while the Blues fans may have been unhappy that they drew Chicago, certainly they are the favorite going into this with all the Stanley Cup experience and defending champions. It wasn't a great draw for Chicago either, especially if this team is motivated. There might be an environment because of the history of the Boston or the St. Louis Blues kind of choking. They may feel like they have nothing to lose, and that's a dangerous situation for the Blackhawks. It means they're going to have to be on their toes. I don't think either team played bad. It wasn't terribly exciting. At times, the Blues were dominated on shots. Elliott came through big. Hottest goaltenders tend to run deep, if not win the Stanley Cup. This could be the start of something. Certainly don't think it's over. Blues fans and Blues players think it's over. And another thing coming. Chicago Blackhawks. They've been to the wall. They've been on the brink of elimination. They come back, and they win Stanley Cups. I've also said that you got to beat your opponent. You can't go 7-game series after a 7-game series. If there's one team in this league that could withstand a 7-game series and still go on to win the Stanley Cup, that would be Johnny Tays and the best player in the world this year, Patrick Kane's Blackhawks. So I look forward to that. That was the most exciting series. But it got good in the end. And I'm sure Jeff Huffman and Blues fans are just head over heels right now because taking out the Stanley Cup champions does mean something. But also remember, this is a home game for the Blues. So you got to win at home. What other games was there last night? Well, I talk about my New York Rangers. New York Rangers go down 5-2 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Ranger fans getting really giddy when back off Jack Zakoff. I'm telling you, living in Europe, I watch a lot of soccer, and there was a guy on the Russian national soccer team. His name was Alexei Zhirkov. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. This is not a call to a bar. Hey, can I speak to Alexei? Lexi who? Jerk off. Oh, okay. Jerk off! Are you here? No. The guy's name was Alexi Jerkoff. I'm not kidding. Alexi Jerkoff. Oh, who was that? I think that's the man, the myth 11. It's Jeff the Huffman. What'd you teach us with the team member? Wonder boy, hardworking kid. I just finished up on the Blues and the Blackhawks. I started talking about Jeff Zakoff, but we can get to that in a minute. You got to be head over heels. My question to you is, what was the keys to the Blues' victory last night? Because at times they were dominated, especially in shots.
Yeah, I mean, the game wasn't as one-sided as the shots might indicate, but Elliott was awesome last night. The Blues defense was really good last night, and they just flat out destroyed the Hawks in the hitting department. I mean, they were hitting everything in sight.
Yeah, and I even think, putting it on net when they got a chance. And Crawford was in net last night. Am I losing my mind?
Yeah, Crawford was in net.
Crawford is in net. Why do I think Darling was in there? I don't know. Crawford had a great game as well.
Yeah, he did.
And I don't blame that last goal on him. So it's got a bad bounce. Things go that way. Put the puck on the net. Sometimes it goes in. And the first goal against the Rangers was like that from Patrick Hornquist, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, his first of three.
The first of three. Well, I'll get into them. I'll get into those bastards later. But you guys did exactly what you had to do. Looks like it was two fight. Like I said, it was like two fighters feeling each other out. That's what it looked like to me. And I also got the feeling that the Blues are playing with a bit more intensity and almost like they have nothing to lose, even though they have a lot to lose. They looked a little more racked. They looked ready for the series. That has to be the biggest plus going into the series. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I don't know. What are your feelings? Hit me up. I already went off on this. So if you got something to say, hit me.
Yeah, no, yeah, like you said, they were just two fighters feeling each other out. I think the hit, if the Blues keep up the hitting like they are, it's going to take a toll on the Hawks. I think
so.
It will catch up to them eventually.
Well, the Hawks.
Now the Hawks do get Duncan Keith back for Game 2, and that's a big plus for them. He's a real physical player. He's real good at hitting people with a stick. That's pretty big. Big for them.
Well, rivalries all over the place, man. People are chippy on Twitter. They are chippy on Twitter. So much for the hashtag Fuck Huffman campaign, huh? That didn't go too well.
Right. There was a hashtag Fuck Huffman campaign?
Yes, there was. I started it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I guess hashtag Fuck Huffman. It ended. It ended after Backus ended the campaign last night. But it was great. There was a better series out there, though. I'll get into that in minutes. All right, let me talk about the Rangers a little bit. You guys are going to be surprised. Ranger fans are freaking fuck out, right? Everybody got a little giddy. Jeff Zakoff gets in there. Marc-Andre Fleury's not playing. Woo! Oh, we're going to win. No.
Yeah, not really.
I thought the Rangers played well. They held the defense. I also thought there was some excellent coaching going on there. The Penguins did something unique. It's been done before, but it's not very often, certainly not in the playoffs. They went with 7 defensemen, which is an interesting move. A lot of the emphasis in this game was on defense, and it was frightening because it was working. Okay? They double-shifted a lot of their forwards to make up for that 7th defenseman. So, but we're seeing an emphasis on defense, which is an absolute must. One of the more dangerous things I saw is how the Penguins were able to capitalize on small mistakes. And I think one of the reasons they were able to capitalize on small mistakes is something, strangely enough, a new hockey fan said to me. Real talk. The Rangers don't have that playoff swag that they've had in years past. They still look like a regular season hockey team. They just didn't have it together. They weren't scary. They weren't controlling the puck. They just looked like they were playing the other team. You got to do a lot more than that. Overall, I'm not unsatisfied with their play. And I still don't think...
One game.
It's one game. I don't think this series... It's one game away. It's the one game... You can't really afford to lose any games, but it's probably the one game you can afford to lose. It's the first one. And if they get a fire lit under their ass, which they desperately need, otherwise
Score goals, Rick Nash.
Score goals, Rick Nash. Rick Nash didn't play bad. Rick Nash was involved in the play. Rick Nash had a key assist. But I can't dump on Nash completely. The first goal that Hornquist picked up was a defensive breakdown. A defensive breakdown. The other one was a counterattack turnover with Sidney Crosby. And I knew Crosby was going to bury that shit the way he's skating. Crosby looks scary.
Yeah, you give him that sort of opportunity. The way he's playing now, he's going to capitalize every time.
I know we goof on him a lot, and I think there's a lot to criticize there. He's still Sidney Crosby. He's a really good hockey player. It's not. He's scary, scary good. And this team seems to be firing on all cylinders. And Malkin's not back. At least not that I saw. Malkin's not back. The Rangers better get into it. I really think they should have you know what they need to do? They need to get under Crosby's skin. They need to hit clean. Have it just prepare yourself like a tough series, like you would against the Washington Capitals, like you did last year in the playoffs. Hit these guys, get Crosby off their game. Do not let them take. I don't think you have a chance to feel these guys out because the Penguins, they know what to do with the puck when they got it. The Rangers, they don't seem to have that in this particular series. That being said, it's so funny because there was like, well, you guys are going to do fine because of this guy Zakhoff. And I'm like, this is the shit that Stanley Cup dreams are made of. Backup goalie goes deep and not expect. I was just like, I don't know, because I don't know anything about this kid. He looked good. I think he's beatable. He doesn't look invincible. But
he's no Fleury.
He's no Fleury. Fleury's a damn good goalie. But I don't want him to think he's Patrick Waugh. I like the fact the Rangers put a lot of shots on him, but maybe a little overconfidence. Every team you face is the 1984 Edmonton Oilers. That's how you got to look at it. That's how you have to look at it. All right.
You give a young guy like that confidence when he doesn't even know any better in the first place.
Yeah.
That can be pretty scary.
Well, Mike Milbury said, interestingly enough, when they said, "Well, are you nervous about tonight?" and he was Zakhoff was like, "I've done pretty well in this league. Like how fucking dare you? It's the kind of arrogance you kind of need that chest beat. That's good shit. Don't give this kid any confidence. Let's put in. So are you happy now? They're going to half-ass it, the Boston Bruins, Kevin?
I'm happy.
You're happy they're going to half-ass it. Well, are you going to be happy not making the playoffs next year and years to come until they realize this is a horrible mistake?
Okay, listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
What happened this year, they weren't inconsistent, but they weren't like Toronto that needs a full rebuild.
They're going to be.
Lose.
Your team is
collapse.
old. Your team is not old. Your key players are old.
They are. They need more guys.
Your management is all over the place. They have not recovered from a Stanley Cup loss 3 years ago. They do not know what direction to take this team. They do not know what identity. So we're going to fire Cam Neely. And we're going to keep Claude Julien. And we're going to keep Sweeney, who really needs to go.
I don't like Don Sweeney.
Yeah, why would you? He traded away all your youth and talent and a franchise player that's probably on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Did he trade Joe Thornton too?
I don't
I wonder.
Know.
I think he's been there that long. I think he's been there that long. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn something, kid. That this loyalty bullshit and that crap you gave me. That, by the way, Jack Malay didn't say about these guys aren't trading cards. That crap that you gave me is gonna hurt your team. This is not about. This is not about feelings. This is about winning. Go ahead.
I want this next year to be an experimenting year to see if they can actually make it or not. If they don't, then I think it's time.
I think that was this year.
That was the last 3 years. It's been 3 years since you guys lost the Stanley Cup in 17 seconds or whatever the hell it was.
Do you need to remind me?
Yes, I do. Apparently, I do. In fact, kid, you should fly me to Boston. I need to remind that entire fucking locker room and everybody in the GM and everybody in that dopey town. Nobody seems to realize this.
You know what they should have done?
What?
Yesterday on Media Day? They should have shown that clip of us losing the Stanley Cup in front of everyone just to see what they would say.
They'd be miserable. That's stupid, too. They need a whole new, I don't know. Enjoy. That's all I got to say to you, kid.
Listen,
Enjoy
Chara
your
needs
soft
to go.
rebuild. You're going to find out that I'm 100% correct. You are going to
Chara-
find out they're going to do a half-ass job. You're going to get a half-ass result, and you're going to be in the same position you were last year, just missing the playoffs. Just look for it. Remember this.
Chara-
I will clip this shit come fucking April next year. Remember I said this, and fucking ask Jeff Huffman. I remember everything.
I know you remember everything.
I remember. Take care.
Oh, you know, you were talking about.
No, I'm done.
the
You did one. You
Penguins
did one.
goalie.
You did one. We did. We have a fucking huge show today. I can't keep Huffman here all day. You did one at a time. All right, buddy.
All right.
I got a big announcement. Guess what? We're going live
What?
tomorrow. We're gonna have an extra special show. Okay,
Wow.
Friday show. Got that?
Wow,
Probably
abandon
gonna do
your
that a lot
family
during
for
the playoffs.
us.
All right.
Thank you.
You're a good kid. Well, you're welcome. I just do it for you. You know that, Susan?
Yeah,
I'll do it for
I
you.
call in on the show to get yelled at every day now.
See, like that loyalty. see, he just showed you loyalty doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm loyal to my people. But yeah, I'm glad. You know what? Thank you, Kevin Susan, for the call. Most of you kids, you need me to yell at you. Your parents aren't doing it.
Not getting yelled at enough.
You're not getting yelled
Too
at
soft.
enough.
Too soft.
You know what? And then look what kind of man Seuss is. He comes in to get yelled at every day. You know, it's no pain, no gain. Look at Jeff Huffman's body. He's ripped. He's ripped like John Cena. Does it hurt to keep your body like that? Is it a lot of work?
Yeah, it is.
Do people yell at you when you're bench pressing and shit?
No, I got my headphones in. I'm pretty.
Oh, you do it all yourself. Oh, you're fucking. Aren't you the man? I don't have that discipline either. Let's go to the chat and say hello to everybody. Chris Payne. Boston needs to keep calm.
What people were saying at the beginning before I got here. I want to see.
Boston needs to keep calm and
Let's see the
Bergeron.
shit talking.
Bergeron needs to be captain. I like that, but I'm afraid of his injuries. That's the way I feel about that, Chris Payne. Hope you like sub and share. Mock Talk Radio. I haven't seen you in a while. Sweeney's a big problem, much like Holmgren and Philly. I would agree. Deb says Bergeron for captain. Gio Tapini, Brindamore and Stillman were robbed in 06, as well as McDonald and Folson and Solani in 07. What is he referring to? Because I was in Iraq that year.
What's he saying? I was looking at the chat. I wasn't listening.
Yeah. Gio Tapini, Brindamore and Stillman were robbed in 06, as well as McDonald, Folson, and Solani in 07. Wait a minute, didn't they?
The Canes won in 06.
Yeah, I say they won in 06, and the Ducks was
Ducks,
Ducks
won in 07.
And the Ducks won in 07. I'm a little confused. I'm more than welcome
It's
to call
not
in.
really hard to confuse us, so.
Grubsky got robbed of the Conn Smythe in 84, like Potvin in 81. Fedorov in 97. Maybe. I thought Marc Messier got ripped off in 94. They gave it to Brian Leach because he had the most points. And it's called the MVP, not the most points award. You know. I don't know why they do that. And do it with the goddamn Norris Trophy, too. And it makes me miserable. But what are you going to do, kid?
Eric Carlson winning the Norris. Yeah.
Yeah, Suron's in there. I'm sure he's going to call when I turn on the music. And he's going to get a similar result from yesterday. Another guy needs to be yelled at. A lot of kids need to be yelled at. All right, let's go on to Let's go on to the other game. The best series of the night. And it's going to be a fucking bloodbath. In a good way. The Detroit Red Wings at the Tampa Bay. At Tampa Bay, Detroit came out, made a statement right away, and I thought the wheels were going to come off right then and there. No. Nikita Kucherov, 2 goals. Druin, a goal. Everybody contributing. Hey, listen, and it was a wild. It wasn't a goalies game, but it was a wild one. Lots of pushing, lots of shoving. These teams hate each other, and a lot of people forget. These guys met in the first round last year, and the Wings were embarrassed. Apparently, the Wings aren't going to go for that this year, but boy, oh boy, that's exactly what the Tampa Bay Lightning needed. They needed guys to step up with all these injuries. It's guys like Drouin, the big baby as he is.
Yeah, well, apparently all his tears dried up, and they weren't slowing him down last night.
No, they weren't. Victor Hedman had a goal overturned. Because Drouin was offsides. And the NHL used the new blue line cameras in this yippee fucking yay. I don't know. Just send it to Toronto. I don't mind the coach's challenge. Just send it to Toronto. Don't put Tim Peel in charge. Oh, that's another thing I got to talk about. You know, I hate Greg Wyshynski. I think he's a jerk off. I'd say it in his spit. I'd say it right to his fucking face if I ever saw him. And he's done this.
You say that very, very frequently.
Yes, I do. But his thing has been how he's built himself is off this referee Tim Peel, who has not got a lot of playoff games. Well, I could see why. I don't know if Greg's wrong about this one. Tim Peel had an awful first period. Awful first period. They hit. I forget which Penguin for snowing Lundqvist. It's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. They a clean hit on one of the Penguins player. I can't remember. I think it was Anton Strawman. Yeah, not Anton Strawman. No, Eric Strawman. One of the Straw. I can't get them all. I can't remember everybody. A clean hit was a headshot. I don't know what he was seeing out there. But boy, he made him look fantastic. He really didn't look good. The only other comment I didn't bring up was, and I said at the time, we're going back to the Rangers situation. Henrik Lundqvist, he gets a stick in the eye from Eric Stahl. Unlucky, it just kind of slipped in the mask. I knew it wasn't a big deal, and I knew it was precautionary. If Lundqvist had some damage to that eye of his, he would not have been able to open it. It was a little red when he opened it, and they weren't taking any chances. So I will not expect Lundqvist to be back. If there was any damage to that eye, even a little bit, his career was probably over, much less the playoffs, because you can't have anything go wrong here. Nothing. So I think when he was kicking in the ground in a lot of pain, it's fear. Fear can give you pain and make things worse than it is.
Yeah, getting hit in the eye will do that.
It scares the fuck out of you.
It does.
You know? And it was a freak, too. It's not something you expect when a goalie mask on. But I think Lundqvist is going to be okay. Your eye, and look, if there's even a little bit of a scratch, he's done for the playoffs. They're not going to take a chance. He's worth too much money. But I don't think that's the reason the Rangers lost. I think I kind of glossed over the Tampa Bay game. My recommendation, really keep an eye on this Tampa Bay series. Did you watch any other games last night? You were working out and shit. You just watched the big one, right?
Yeah, I was working last night. I did see bits and pieces of the Bolts and the Wings, and basically all of it was just pushing and shoving.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It was war. It's what we need. It's what we need in the Stanley Cup final. And the first rounds, these are the best.
Every time I looked up, they're pushing each other again.
A lot of good stuff. Crosby had a goal and assist. Letang had good 2 assists. Backes had a big OT
got
goal.
a bad bounce, but hey.
Tyler Johnson, Tampa Bay, he had 2 assists. Everybody needed to produce. All the big stars need to produce. Big stars need to produce. And, it was chippy. By far the most entertaining product on the ice. We got to learn new names like Jack Zachoff. Brian Elliott showed absolutely everybody why he's starting. Because I know there's people outside the Blues stratosphere are probably, well, why are they going with Elliott? Well, now you know.
Made some pretty good, made all the saves he needed to make. The Blues defense, again, was real good last night. I mean, the Blackhawks didn't really have a lot of grade A opportunities.
Which is what the Blackhawks normally do to you. I mean, Backes mentioned to Panger towards the end in the interview. He's like, these guys don't give you a lot of space to shoot. They don't give you a lot of space to shoot, so you take an opportunity, you got to take it. You see an opportunity, you got to take it. Can't be all fancy with the puck. Like Derek Stefan was with Rick Nash last night. A 2-on-1 that he needed a fucking roof on a wrist shot.
Especially in the playoffs, you got an open shot.
Did you see that? Do you know what I'm talking? You know what play I'm talking about?
No,
Stefan is streaking down the ice like they're fucking ahead by 20 goals.
I can pretty much picture how it's going to end up.
Yeah,
but.
and this has been New York Ranger hockey since Ron Greshner was there. This pretty pass bullshit. I'm not going to be the selfish guy on the team. Score goals. Score goals, Rick Nash. Score goals. Now, he makes this horrible pass. Rick Nash has to reach through it. He trips over Zachoff, almost hurts himself. God forbid Zachoff or Rick Nash hurts himself. Whole fucking season's really riding on him. It's redonkulous. Roof that bitch. Wendell Clark goddamn wrist shot that bitch.
You have an open. I always say firing the puck at the net is never a bad play. Never.
Gotcha.
Never. I guarantee you, if they go down 2-on-1 and they shoot the puck, they don't make a pass every single time. They fire the puck. Nobody's going to be upset with you.
No.
Nobody's going to be upset with you firing the puck. But if you try to make some fancy pass and he either misses it or the pass gets blocked or whatever, people are going to lose their freaking minds.
Mm. Good stuff. Good stuff. Somebody's bitching to me because I used last year I put on the NHL hockey, the playoff hockey starts tonight. This guy writes me, I didn't see one fight.
Click.
I didn't see one
Upper
fight.
right-hand corner click.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm allowed to use, it's not misleading if I'm using images of what I'm talking about. Talking about the playoffs. The big playoff matchup with Blues Blackhawks. Playoffs. Now go fuck yourself. Unfriend me. Unfriend. Do it. 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 I don't really have too much else. Do you have anything?
No.
Anybody want to get yelled at? You got something to bring to the table? Bring it, bitches. 718-295-7660. Or add me to contact.
Surprised I didn't throw any of my arms out last night after Backus scored, but
you shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Shadow boxing. Did you put that in the chat? That was funny.
I didn't put it in the chat. I tweeted it and made a
Facebook you did.
Post.
You put it in the chat. You egomaniac. Oh no, there it is. It's not there. Oh well, you should put it in the chat. I like how you can put these tweets on Facebook now.
Yeah.
I do. All right, here it is. Here it is. Look at this. Here's the Huffman. Jeff Huffman. We said hashtag fuck Huffman, but well, he had the last laugh. No joke. I shot a box for a straight 15 minutes after Backus scored. Yeah, well, we recorded Jeff getting eliminated last year. That was rough, and I was really gonna come down on him.
Where I chucked my headset at the wall.
Oh God, I couldn't do it. We were all just like. It was almost like you got dumped by your girlfriend in front of us. It was like funny. It was funny stuff. All right. Not getting calls. All right, real talk session. Some of you guys like this shit, some of you guys don't. I'm gonna be very, very clear on my feelings about things that I notice is going on in a little community that I'm not too happy with, but I'm not telling anybody what to do. Okay? And I'm not singling you out, Pat. Got it? This has nothing to do with you. This is a conglomerate of things, all right? I'm getting things sent to me like, look what this NHL team fans did. Look at that NHL team's fans did. Look what
Phillies in St. Louis shooting and pissing on a Blackhawks jersey.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. All right, I'll hold off the speech. What do you want, Pittsburgh boy? It's Pittsburgh boy. You should have called earlier. What's on your mind?
Hey, what up?
Wait, look, you're right. Should I call the numbers right there? I said several times. I said so. What's on your mind? Congratulations. Good victory. You got to be happy.
Yeah, I just thought there was poor officiating in that game though.
I agree with you on both ends. But maybe Wyshynski, it seemed to tighten up towards the end. But maybe Wyshynski was right about Tim Peel. And this is a guy that had did you notice? I forget which play it was. Was it the who snowed Lundqvist?
I think it was Fair.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
And I think whatever broadcast I was watching, all right? Whatever broadcast I was watching, somebody said, well, Tim Peel makes that a call, and he was not in the playoffs last year. Because, by the way, the playoffs are a reward for the referees. It was almost like they were kind of giving him the... So maybe this guy really does suck. I just don't trust Greg Wyshynski. He was awful. It was awful on both ends. It was ridiculous. Peel wanted to make a statement like, you guys aren't getting out of line on my watch. But nobody was really getting out of line anyway. So maybe this guy just has horrible judgment, which is about the worst thing you can have as an NHL referee. How else did you feel the game?
I mean, I don't like seeing Lundqvist getting taken out like that,
Yeah, it's just shit happens, man. It's hockey.
I don't like that.
No, nobody did anything to him,
What player from the Rangers hit him?
What's that?
What player from the Rangers hit him?
It was Eric Stahl. It was an accident. I mean, it was a fluke. I mean, the stick went in the eye socket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Germinator, I know it's a penalty. I know you can't snow the goalie, but do they always call it? No. They let the players settle it. It's a pussy call. It really is. Yes, technically you're right, but I don't want that in the playoffs. Tim Peel, I didn't pay to see Tim Peel. I didn't get sports or NHL TV to see Tim Peel. I didn't do that. I did it to see Sidney Crosby. I did it to see Henrik Lundqvist. And I did it to see the best series that they can provide and make sure nobody gets hurt. Doing that shit is just, the guy sucks. I mean, if he doesn't suck, he had a bad night last night.
Yeah, hopefully Fleury's back for the next game.
You didn't like the way Zakov played? I thought he looked pretty good.
Oh, I like the way he played. I mean, I just feel more comfortable with Fleury than that.
Yeah. All right. Are you happy that Roman Reigns is champion?
Oh, why do you have to bring up Roman Reigns?
Because that's like Dave's thing, and I'm going to steal it from him. That's why. He sucks, man.
Yeah, I'm
why
happy
do you
he's
like
champ.
him? He's making the. I'm just watching NXT now. I can't stomach it anymore. And maybe AJ Styles. That's it. They really need to put Raw on the damn network so I could just click the AJ Styles and just skip everything else.
Are you a Roman hater too?
What's that?
Huh?
I don't know. What? Do you like Roman Reigns?
I'm a Reigns fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Get by. Bye. I don't like Roman Reigns. Not at all.
Oh, what the fuck? Fucking course.
What's the matter? What happened?
Fantasy baseball.
Are you getting fucked? Good.
Dude, I'm playing picks the pitcher from the Phillies, who are older than the Boston Bruins. Their average age is 107. Takes their pitcher, who throws a complete game shutout with 16 strikeouts.
That's a good night.
Yeah, not too bad. He only got 30 points out of it.
Well, you should have picked him before he did.
Who's going to pick a Phillies pitcher?
That's why it's called gambling, dummy. Germinator. You really think they should have called that? You really think they should have called that a penalty? I mean, it was in my favor, and I didn't like it. You really think they should be calling that shit penalties?
No, I was just screwing with you. I don't care.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, you're right. Here's the thing: you kind of win the argument from a technical standpoint. You know,
yeah,
I'm not
because
disagreeing.
it's in the rule now, but
it's
it's like you said, it's a pussy call.
It is a pussy call. I just don't like it. I don't like it in my playoffs. I don't.
But you know what? I will just say it depends if the guy is like I don't know 5 feet from the goalie and it's been 1 second, 2 seconds the referee wrestle and then you will decide to stop and snow the goalie. That I don't like very much. If it's just because he tried to get away and score, then whatever. But it depends. It depends.
It was very blatant. I think a lot of times it happens by accident, especially when the goalie's leaning over to get the puck and he gets some snow in his eyes and everybody freaks the fuck out. That's not what this was. But at the same time, I don't pay to see Tim Peel. I don't care how good a referee he is. I don't care.
In the past, I didn't pay to see Kerry Fraser.
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't want to see Kerry Fraser's hair. I don't want to see Tim Peel. You know what? I don't want to know these guys' names. I'm a little sympathetic to the Referees Players Union. And I was very upset when they took their names off the back of the jerseys and replaced them with numbers. But I'm starting to see why.
Yeah.
Nobody's paying to see them. I know it's a nice job. I'm sure you can get some nice referee pussy out there. Hey, I'm a referee tonight's game. You did? Oh, take off your pants. Yeah. But I don't care. I don't care. Actually, I ran into some referees outside the Garden. And they seem kind of like assholes, I'll be honest with you, now that I'm thinking of it. They were like laughing at us. Like we were marks at a wrestling match. We're standing there in the fucking freezing cold, looking for autographs, hoping Mark Messier would walk by. And the referees come out with their NHL duffel bags, and they were laughing at us. Yeah, fuck them. One of them was probably Kerry Fraser. Should have threw a rock.
I was happy yesterday because I see your team lose. Oh, no, sorry. No, I don't want to say that. I hate the Rangers.
You really don't want the Rangers to win? Who are you rooting for? Who are you pulling for? Since you don't have a team, and I do.
Oh, honestly, just great series. Honestly, it was a good match. That's the most important thing.
Detroit, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Detroit, Tampa Bay was a freaking great match. Oh, man, awesome.
It was a show. It's why we watch this game. It's why we love this game. You know?
So I'm cheering for the puck.
All right.
I want the return of the glowing puck.
No, I don't. You guys can have that. When they had the glowing puck when I was a kid, because you're my age, so you're a little, actually, only a year or two older than me. And it's like when they did that, I was like, God, I bet all those fucking Frenchies in Quebec are turning in their goddamn graves and throwing up on their floors in their living rooms with that stupid puck. What is with these Americans? I cannot see the puck. Don't watch the puck, you idiot. Nobody watch the puck. Do you watch ball? Do you watch the ball during home run? No. You fucking idiot.
I'm glad for Jeff and his St. Louis Blues. Finally a victory against Chicago, but it's like 2 years ago. They will win the first two and lose the last four.
One game. Only one game.
Keeping hashtag fuck Huffman alive.
But you know what? No, but you know what? I think they can cause a surprise this year. I really do think that this is a series we have to watch.
I'll say this, okay? The swag that Real Talk was talking about, what the Rangers didn't have, I saw that with the Blues. I saw swag, confidence, something you don't usually see from the Blues.
I hate that word.
It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. It is confidence, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The X factor. How about that one? Does that make you feel better, you word cop?
That's better.
All right. I did feel that way. Did you feel that way, Germinator?
I feel that way when Sidney Crosby scored a great goal yesterday, and I thought about you, and I say, "Ooh, I'm Sidney Crosby!"
Get the fuck out of here! Don't make fun of me! Make fun of me. It's my show. It's my show. You can't do that, bastard. Good call.
And when they win that fourth game.
Real Talk section. All right, I started before. I'm going to finish it now. All right, and then we're going to end it. Thanks for sticking around this long, Huffman. Here's the thing. I'm getting notes. I'm not singling anybody out. Pat, please don't be mad at me. All right, and nobody else be mad at me. I'm just going to make a statement right now. Look, hockey fans do rotten shit once in a while. All right, a lot of times. Okay. Just because you caught it on camera, some fans were doing this and that and the other thing, it doesn't mean that, look, see, there you go. The Pittsburgh Penguin fans are completely garbage. You know, here's the deal. All right, here's the truth. Okay, and I got my own biases against certain fans too. All right, certain groups of fans too. If you show an incident, even like a booing incident, last night the Pittsburgh Penguin fans booed Henrik Lundqvist like he was sandbagging or something. It was completely ridiculous. All right. But then when you have the biggest sissy in the league, maybe you want some revenge on Henrik Lundqvist. I'm not going to get into these fans are bad thing, all right? With some exceptions, all right? We are an hypocrite. What about the Buffalo Sabres? All right. I think that's a little different, all right? You're going to take some mild incident, where, somebody did something rotten like, some of the Pittsburgh Penguin fans. I mean, look, Pittsburgh boy just called in here and said, you like to see that. Nobody likes to see that. But there are animals out there. There are bad people, all right, that hate Lundqvist for whatever reason, and they think that shit's cool. It doesn't mean the whole fan base. Here's the truth. The bigger your fan base is, the more assholes you have. So I'm never getting into like, I'll bring it up. I'm not afraid to call a fan base out, like I did with Buffalo, but that was in the papers. Reporters were encouraging it, and goals against were being cheered. I find that disgusting. I'm not going to sit there and take one small group of fans and say, look, this is evidence, this is proof. It's not my bag. It's kind of dumb. All right, it's point one. All right, and I don't think it's hypocritical. I will not be getting involved in blocking campaigns on Twitter unless somebody has broken the law or somebody doxes you. I always stick up for my fans and my friends in this community. But I'm not going to start using my power or whatever that is to get people blocked, even if they say horrible, egregious things. All right? But Tommy, you did this whole white knight thing for Tommy NC. Yes, I did. Okay? Tommy NC is disabled, and I think he deserves, a break. I do. And I didn't want to see my friend who's autistic get passed around on the upper crust royalty, YouTube royalty, like a beach ball, and everybody can make fun of at his expense. All right? That's the difference. Now, when it comes to you guys that are not disabled, you don't get the same standard from me. If you start shit on Twitter or you're a public figure and people say horrible things, terrible things, don't come to me and ask me to block or anything. Now, I'm not calling anybody out individually. It's just not my bag. And I'll tell you why. Because it makes me look like a phony. I can't tell these fucking kids to call in, toughen up, suck it up, don't be a bitch. And at the same time, white knight for absolutely everything. I will pick and choose when I white knight. All right? That doesn't mean I don't care, and it doesn't mean I won't stick up for you. But I'm not going on blocking campaigns and stuff like that. That's SJW shit. That's not me. I have had my wife's looks attacked, my children attacked. I have been sent pictures of nooses. I had somebody send me a letter once sitting there right down the street. And this has been going on for the better part of 4 years. You've never seen I'm going to go to the police if this keeps up. You haters, you're just jealous. You're never going to see that video of me. You're not going to see some kind of self-victimization video from me. It's bullshit. Unless it's illegal or it's an egregious violation of YouTube or doxing or something like that. So I'm not getting on the witch hunt bandwagon, you know? Special situations like Tommy NC, when the upper crust of YouTube is abusing him, is a special situation. If somebody says something fucking horrible to you, I don't want to get my pitchfork. You know what I mean? If you guys want to do that, no judgment. It's just not my bag because it makes me look like a hypocrite. All right? I got to pick and choose my battles. So please, you guys are all getting together and you're kind of a community on Twitter. Know this. When you step in that sewer called Twitter, you are open to horrible, horrible attacks. And if you're not ready for it, you need to find something else to do.
Just close it out.
Nothing bothers. Here's another thing too. Somebody somebody's saying my wife is a pig and I hope you die and you get cancer and stuff like that. That literally happens every single day to me. Every single day. For me, how I deal with it, I giggle. It's fucking funny. You know? A 13-year-old kid can't kill me. I had another guy say he was going to stab me. Go look at the Real Duck Studios. It's pretty funny. I don't get mad. I'm not going to go out on Twitter. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do that. And yeah, I have a different standard for my disabled friend. Which, by the way, it was reported in the news media in North Carolina that situation turned into a swatting situation. All right? It was reported. Public knowledge. That got really bad. So yeah, I stuck up for him. And if you guys remember, when we had a guy doxing, I have a no block policy. No matter how outrageous you get, I blocked on that scenario. You know? But I can't do what I do here and say Greg Wyshynski, suck it up. Stop sticking up for these fucking feminists that want to live up in an echo chamber and tell everybody what to do. And then if somebody calls you a child molester or something like that, I can't just get on them. I can't do it. It makes me look like a fake. You know? And I don't want to be that. I want to be like, yeah, we're doing a bit of an act here. But I want you to know that it comes from the heart. And I can't, Twitter's a toilet. Social media's a toilet. But if you're going to get in this, you got to be ready for that stuff. There is no, you can't say that to me. They can say anything they want as long as it's not illegal. Even fucking horrible stuff. And I know it doesn't bother me like it does bother other people. It doesn't matter. You still gotta take it in chin. All right? That's all I got to say about that. Am I wrong here? You can call me
not
out,
at
Jeff.
all. Not at all. If you don't like it, turn it off.
Yeah.
What was that?
You don't like it too. And I'm not. Look, I think people are gonna figure out what I'm talking about. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying don't involve me, unless it's serious, unless it's illegal. I will always be there for you as far as I care about 3 things on this planet. Okay, I care about my family, I care about my friends, and I care about my fans. And I could give a fuck what else happens. All right, and I'm willing to help people whenever I can. But if I start white knighting for every little thing, I lose my credibility, and I just look like a fucking self-righteous prick. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. So I just don't want to be involved in that. That's all I'm saying. I love you guys. I will stick up for you guys. I've done it before, and we will keep our little ball-busting hockey community session, call up and get yelled at thing going. But I just,
Absolutely.
That's it. That's all I had to say. All right. You ready to rock and roll, Mr. Huffman?
Yeah, I got to go to work in like 10 minutes. So.
You're good. You're a good man. So we'll just do some headlines.
Sounds good.
We'll get the hell out of here. Sports Illustrated says the Washington Capitals goaltender Brendan Holtby uses a guitar to mellow out during the warm-ups and down to the NHL season. That guy he needs a guitar. That guy's like the most mellow human being. He could give up 20 goals and just go into his Gatorade bottle and go,
yeah, whatever. You know.
Brendan Holtby is the most together athlete I've ever seen in my life. He is the Joe DiMaggio of hockey. Nothing bothers him. I don't care. I'm sure if he gets a Twitter insult, I don't think he gives a fuck.
Probably not.
KYS Holtby. All right, fine. Well, he didn't even seem terribly bothered when Emery, that psychopath, beat his ass.
Yeah, he's like, all right, I gave it to college.
Well, they came over to him and he's like, I don't want to fight. It's not my bag. And Emery was like, defend yourself. Like he's a knight. Big dummy. Big dummy. According to the Brooklyn Eagles, the Islanders are aiming their first playoff win since 1993 after beating the defending Stanley Cup champions Pittsburgh Penguins. Jeff wasn't even born then. The year before Jeff was born. Jesus. You weren't even a glint in your old man's eye the last time they beat somebody. It's funny. Let's go laugh at Kenny. This one coming from the Florida Sun. Senator Panthers goalies Robin Luongo and other veterans look to set the tone of their first team. Said Luongo. Look to set the tone for their team this playoff. Excuse me, I read that wrong. Said Luongo, I have a chance to go to the finals 5 years ago. You never know when you are going to get another opportunity. That's absolutely true, and that opportunity rolls along. You have to take advantage of it and enjoy it and make the most out of it. Luongo's ready. It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Good way to look at it. This coming from the Tennessee, and I thought it was interesting. Pecorine has average postseason resume. In 34 career playoff games, Nashville goaltender has 15 wins, the fewest among 11 active goaltenders. That also depends on how long they've been in the league, in fairness, who have started the last 30 playoff games since 2010. All right, it's a little better. His 2.47 goals against average is the seventh, and his 91, that's not too bad, 914.
That whole team is one consistent machine. Either they're all on top of their game, or they are all just miserable.
I don't know if you can I don't know if I like that stat. I remember in 2012 he was a real factor, and that's it. I thought he had a real good playoff, but it's almost like, I don't know. All right, so he has the lowest statistics. You know what? It doesn't matter because when it starts tonight, so it really doesn't matter. We went over before last night in the National Hockey League, best series of the night, Tampa Bay Lightning. They make a real strong display of force, and coming back beating the Detroit Red Wings 3-2. Druin with the goal. Druin! Can you believe that? Druin with the goal. Key goal, too.
I'm enjoying this hashtag more and more.
Fuck Huffman, yeah. Fuck you. Hashtag fuck you. New York Rangers. They played well, but they still get the smacked out of them. I think the 5-2 score was not exactly a accurate representation, but nonetheless, they fell apart in the third period. Pittsburgh takes that 5-2 and leads the series 1-0. Chicago Blackhawks in a little bit of a fight. They lose the first one in St. Louis from OT. Backus with the OT goal, deflecting off of New Jersey's own Trevor Van Riemsdyk. Goes to the net. Blues win that 1-0. And Jeff Huffman's really happy. Happy man. Tonight we got 4 games.
More.
4 games. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Philadelphia Flyers, they take on the Washington Capitals in Washington. Get ready to go. Saying what I was saying before about like certain fan groups and stuff like this. Philadelphia has the worst reputation where I'm from. All right, and I've probably said things that completely make my real talk session make me look like a hypocrite in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah. I got to be honest with you, the Philadelphia fans have been some of the better fans since I started the show. So throw that shit out the window. You can't look at one group of douchebags and say that's the whole. Look at them, the classless jerks.
Yeah, Philly's brutal to begin with.
Yeah,
I mean,
Philly is brutal, and I like the fact that they're a little off. That's not
no,
everybody.
I do too.
Yeah, Philadelphia fans have been great for this show, and contributors and callers. But every time you call in, I consider you a contributor. So just get that. Do I like everything that happens in Philadelphia on the ice? Do I think they've been low class at times and they should be embarrassed for themselves? Well, I think Patrick Flynn will tell you that. That he's probably embarrassed a few times himself. You know, not everybody's an idiot. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New York Islanders. They're in Florida. Take on the Cats. Cats. Cats have a lot to prove. Islanders got a lot to prove. Should be an interesting series. 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. What probably the series that'll be flying under the radar, Minnesota North Stars. That's right. I said North Stars. They made the playoffs.
I don't think that one's going to be much of a series.
Really?
I really don't.
Okay. I wonder. Minnesota always finds a way to blow it. Yeah, maybe you're right. They're going to run
Yeah,
them right
but they backed into the playoffs.
True. That's true. Not a lot of experience in that Dallas locker room, though. Take them to the next level.
Very true.
Yeah.
They get their Sagan should be good to go though.
Well, that's a big one. See what those. Yeah, probably. You know what? Now the more and more I think about it, you're right. I get the feeling the media's ignoring that series, so it's something weird's going to happen. But you're probably right. They backed in. But good job by that Tom Cruise lookalike. Looks like Forrest Gump, that coach over there, getting them in the playoffs after firing Mike Yayo. Mike Yayo. Late night game, 10:30. Big rivalry night. Thursday night rivalry. San Jose Sharks. Los Angeles Kings. Fuck Jack Malay. Fuck Mr. Jack Malay. Fuck man. Make sure you take Real Talk albums. Notice me coming out real soon. Go sub. Go to the Friends of the Show page right in the front. Click on that chick. And tomorrow, in the Crazy Tommy C, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, a special Friday playoff episode. We're going to be going over the games.
What time did you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, 3:30 Eastern. That's my time. That's my time. Thank you very, very much.
I'll be at work, unfortunately.
Well, I'll be on. We're going live for you and yours. Extra Fridays. We're probably going to do a few more Fridays. The weekend, my daughter's not going to be here this weekend, so.
There you go.
Don't worry about it. Maybe reaction stuff this weekend. Thank you for being a part. I hope you like.
Hey, on Sunday, the Blues game is on right at showtime.
Oh, you want off?
No.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay. That reminds me.
Gave you a nice clip last year.
It reminds me. Hockey, ball-busting current events, Sunday. Shot from the Point Live each week, 3 p.m. Sunday. During the season, off the season. It's not just hockey. It's a whole lot more. And the return of legendary Jake Link. Trying to bust his balls. He's had it too easy for too long. You don't name your kid Penelope and get away with it around here. Let me tell you. Yeah, you hear me, Jake? Get out of my grave! Rages. You can do it, Rages. It's not over. That guy's a big sissy.